You minted.
Me?
Yeah, giving money away.
Literally
But
what
to
you
be
do.
fair, if you had the choice between money or going to a job that you absolutely hate and
I've done that. Yeah, but everyone has to do that. It's called working the hard, doing the hard yards.
Yeah, but it's
Everyone
horrible.
has to do that. No one starts in the favourite job in the world, ever.
No, exactly.
Or well-paid
But
job.
the difference is that I was going into work nervous about my job.
Why are you nervous?
Because the manager, you don't know what the manager's going to be like when you walk in.
What do you mean?
So you don't know what type of mood they're in. If then,
fuck them, just do your job and go home.
But it's hard when you're getting screamed at.
Yeah, we're used to pet screamers. It's just the story of your life.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
he's live.
We will be in a second.
Shut up.
Right, enjoy, boys.
Alright, lads. See you nice one, Joe. Take it easy, mate.
Bill. See you later.
Bill, can you grab the link and just throw it on Patreon?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do public now. So even though it'll go on, don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? Even though we'll have started. Working, okay, we're on, I think. We are on. So there we go. I mean, howdy. So yeah, so me and Andy have been doing some vids today. Busy. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it, when you're doing videos when there's not much going on.
No, true.
Which essentially we've been doing. We've done a podcast as well today, so that's good. James from Oz is here. Hello, James. So
Howdy.
Howdy, really?
G'day.
That's the one.
I bet none of them say g'day that often, though.
No,
it's like...
James, do you say g'day very often? Or are we just...
Or is that just
massively stereotypical?
Yeah, it's like neighbours. It's neighbours in a way. It's very stereotypical in this country for Australians, isn't it? No, we probably think that they like the walkabouts as well, but they probably don't.
Yeah. Put another shrimp on the barbie. They probably never say that.
Exactly.
I mean, they might do, because they might like shrimps, but who knows?
When in Rome.
That Nico, welcome back. Thanks, Nico. Cheers, mate. It's good to be back. I mean, if you're asking me, would I rather be in Florida? Then I probably would, but it's nice to be back with everybody. And it's, I'm enjoying it. So, I mean, there's not much going on, obviously. There's the build-up to Bournemouth. Not much is happening, of course. 1878, nice meeting you in Universal. It was nice meeting you as well. It was a bit warmer over there than it was over there, though, wasn't it? And a bit more exciting, I'll say.
Where did you meet her in Universal?
The what?
Where did you meet her in Universal? Hull?
Universal. You know what? There was a couple of people, so it was either at Rock Ride and Rip It or it was in Richterberger.
Nice.
Getting lunch just by Fast and Furious ride.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, sound. It was all good. What were we saying then? Talking about the internationals last night. Good to see so many Everton players do all right, score goals and stuff.
Yeah, as long as they didn't get injured, that's all. I'm happy
That's
about
it, isn't it? I
and
mean,
obviously, as you say, if people getting the goal, it gives them a bit of confidence going into the weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just, I think you're waiting because of the break, aren't you? Waiting for that game, and then the first thing you do after internationals is you go, is everybody back okay? Yeah. Is everybody fit?
It seems to be alright.
And it seems that they were, so that's all good, isn't it? What else have we done? We've done on the podcast, we talked about holidays. Ped's obviously away, isn't he? He's away.
Playing racquetball in Pathelli.
With Loki.
Yeah.
He is. Oh, listen, he's living the dream, isn't he? So fair play to him.
I'm surprised he's not watching. He was watching the other day.
He was watching the other day. He's probably got more important things to do.
Has he?
I don't know. But he might have.
I feel quite disheartened.
He might have. Let's have a look at some of the comments. James, let us know if you do say put another shrimp on the bar. And good day. We've said Greg Lever is here, Chaz is here, James Sadler, Everton fans. James says, hopefully the Toffees can get a win like the Socceroos this weekend.
Yes, hopefully.
Hopefully. Greg Lever says, Dream Team. What a show. But did you ever watch Dream Team?
Harchester United,
Harchester United.
The Purple Dragons, yeah.
It was boss the way they used Everton money. Kevin Campbell.
They were obsessed with Mileski and Kevin Campbell for Monday Bandieri, weren't they? Luis Rodriguez.
Monday Bandieri.
Carl Fletcher. I remember all these players.
Great times. Was Jamie Thingy the goalie?
Yeah, he was.
Jamie, what was his name? And he had the answer, isn't he, who's been in football, and the answer was like the coach.
Skills, Techers answer.
Techers, yeah. Hilarious. Jamie 1878 says, hear you cloudy beer lads. I don't know what that means. I'll be honest, I might be being silly, I'm not sure. Everton fans, could you film more chants when you go to games? Yeah. Sophie Gallagher says, why do Bournemouth always turn into world beaters against us?
It's quite a common cause with a lot of teams, actually.
It is, isn't it?
Everton seems to G teams up. I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it?
If we improve our away form, we can break the top 6. Sophie's right.
Yeah, we can.
Because we're good at home, aren't we, Sophie? It's just away from home. We said this in the preview, haven't we? We've done the match preview as well. We talked about that. Is that we're not great away from home, obviously, and that's an issue. Okay, hang on. I hate when the chat jumps like that. Where are we? Jamie said, yeah, we do say good day.
Good day then, Jamie.
So, good day, Jamie. I mean, I don't know what you quite say like we did. Pam says, love watching your videos. Thanks, Pam. Good to see you here. Greg Lever, Kale or Arteta?
Arteta every time.
Kale.
You could say that.
Yeah. James Adler says, Kale all day. Mr. Venkbeck says, keep it up, lads. Greetings from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I don't know the Greek.
I don't know. It's definitely not G'day in the Czech Republic.
I'm a big fan of Adam Holozek, who's a Czech young player. There you go, plays for Sparta Prague.
And you loved Jürgen Kohler.
Big Jürgen Kohler.
Big Kohler.
Didn't like Poborski, I have to say.
Didn't you?
No, he had that good tournament. He was United, but
he had a dodgy haircut, Carroll, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
He had some good players, though. Pavel Nedved, what a player.
Yeah.
What a footballer.
He had Pavel Cernicek, the late Pavel Cernicek, yeah.
Milan Baros.
No, it's not going that far.
Sean Mudding, who's actually my cousin. Hello, Sean. Schenk over DCL in the pecking order.
No, for me.
Schenk's a better finisher, but I think Calvert-Lewin offers us more, Sean. You know he does. Hayley Lee, Moise Keane, hopefully get a goal on Sunday.
Hopefully,
yeah, scored last night, albeit a penalty.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So hopefully, listen, with strikers, once they score a goal, normally it lifts them and the confidence goes up. And the fact that he's just moved country and all that, hopefully that's going to give him the confidence he needs. Derek Hulton says, can't see you on Payton. Derek, I'm just checked. We are there. Oh yeah, here he is. And Derek has said, got to be the greatest little Spaniard we know. I'm guessing
you're not Spanish.
that's in. I'm not Spanish. No. That's in response.
I'm a big Arteta fan, I have to say.
Joe Mack, what a question this is. If you, I practically am. All right, lads. If you were one of the 7 dwarfs, which one would you be?
Doc. That's the most boring answer ever. Do you know what, I was playing this game, Mr. and Mrs. game one time? I was playing Mr. and Mrs. once.
Oh, yeah.
And my mate Paul, his wife, said that he'd be bashful. I don't even know what that meant.
Bashful's like shy.
Yeah, why would he be shy?
I don't know, he might be. Maybe he is.
It's weird.
I'd be, what would I be? Billy will say grumpy, but I'm never. I'd
no,
say,
it's Ped.
What would I? Ped's grumpy, innit? Which dwarf would I be, Bill?
Joby.
Sure. I don't know.
I don't think Bill's ever seen the 7 dwarfs. This generation's not.
Well, who would I be then? Who do you think?
You put me on the spot here, I don't know. Doc?
I'd be happy, I think. Thomas O'Byrne, will Keane start away from home on Sunday?
I'd hope so, but then that is a good question, because maybe we can play a little bit different away from home to try something different. I expect them to play, though. There'll be a lot of gaps at the back for Bournemouth, and he can expose them.
You'd want him to play, though, wouldn't you?
He's movement.
He's in the team now.
Get him going.
I don't think I want to see a situation where it's him at home and Dom away. I don't think it helps the rhythm of the team.
It's not the league.
Purdy Blue says, thanks for putting content out on International Week. Listen, we hate the internationals as well, so it's good doing some content, obviously, for everyone. It's just sometimes you're trying to drag that content out, aren't you? Tom says, do you think we'll go in for Gabriel Barbosa?
He is a very good striker, and whether he can do it in the Premier League, that's a question. But I don't know. He's weird. He could have come to Europe. He could have stayed in Europe in January, but sadly he's gone out on loan again, hasn't he? So I'd like us to, I guess. I think he's a super finisher, and I think he'd add something different than what we've got. But I think the plan at the moment is to get Keane and Dominic Calvert-Lewin for the next couple of years. I think because they're both young. I know people say we probably need another striker, but I don't think a striker could be a priority for the next couple of seasons, unless one of them leaves or one of them doesn't work out. I think the plan is to develop Dom and develop obviously Moise Keane as well. He's a very good player though.
I mean, we got offered him, I think, in January.
Yeah, we did.
And Everton didn't take the plunge, for want of a better word. So I don't know whether we'd go back. He's
scoring a lot of goals.
He is, but he scored mad goals last January.
Yeah, he's took another level. But yeah, the problem is with him, his reputation precedes him in Europe. He didn't really train well when he was at Benfica.
He's got a nice left foot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a lovely finisher and he's good technical football as well. But yeah, and then he couldn't settle in Europe, and that reputation follows you. That's the problem with scouting and football in general. It's a small world. So people remember the bad things sometimes more than the actual good things you do.
Yeah, that's true. James Sadler, do you do fantasy football, by the way?
No, it's not for me. I need to concentrate on analysing the game. I can't concentrate on individual players.
No, I don't do it either, mate, to be honest. We do, obviously on Patreon, do the Super Brew, the prediction league with the scores. That's about as much as I can commit to be honest. Tom, how highly do you rate Matthias Cunha?
Quite highly, yeah. I watched when he moved to Leipzig last season. I watched a lot of stuff previous to that. He's going to. I wouldn't say he's going to go to the heights this season he's reached, but he's got a lot of talent. And I think Rangnick, who obviously was the manager last season of Leipzig, rated him high. I think his work rate and the way he works tactically, Nagelsmann will develop him nicely. I think he'll be a good player for them next season.
Okay, if we play 4-3-3 in the future, is Gabaman sitting, Gomez the playmaker, and Iwobi number 8 the best three for the midfield?
I always look at the Barca way, the way you used to play the three, and I always like that as the template. So you have your 6, which is Busquets. Yeah. Then you have your pivot, but basically the person who the metronome in Xavi, and then obviously you have your man who runs forward and links, which obviously Iniesta. Yeah. What a midfield. So yes, that will work as a midfield for me because Gomez can link play well. Iwobi can carry the ball up the pitch at pace with strength, pass as well, and obviously Gabaman can sit. So yeah, that worked for me.
That's the one. Fair enough. Tom, if you could sign any 5 players realistically for us, who would they be? We'll have to have a think about that.
Messi,
no, realistically, you said.
Oh, that'd be a tough one.
Right, okay, I'll leave it with you. Yeah. Andre Friday, do you think Keane will be great for us or another built-up disappointment like Sandro?
He's a much different level of player than Sandro. So Sandro, when he left Barca, he had a really good season at Malaga. That's why we signed him. He did play well. And I don't think Sandro's a particularly bad player. I think he was just, maybe me included, we slightly overrated him. But I certainly don't think he's as bad as he looked. And I think Koeman didn't really fancy him at all anyway. And I think Keane's a much higher level of player. His potential is much higher. He's got top 10 striker in the world potential. I'm not saying he'll reach that, but he has got that level of potential. I think if we do place with strengths, you'll see the best of him as well.
I think they're different players. I think Keane's one of the best young players in the world.
He is, yeah.
So
Sandro was never at that level. He would have been a good signing. But
Pam Kershaw says 3-1 Everton win on Sunday. Keane to score 2.
I didn't say that, but I said 3-1.
Yeah. Thomas Stone says, is Tom Davis better off on loan?
It's either or. I think I had a little look at, I was doing a little bit of research on players about pathways and stuff like that, and I found that players who come into the team like Tom at 18 do benefit. A lot more players seem to stay in the Premier League who come into teams at 18. The problem with him is he's not getting games after that now, and it depends where he went. He couldn't go to the Championship. He'd have to go to a good team in Germany or a good team in France, or Holland would probably wouldn't be the right move for him because it's not really a physical league. So a move would benefit him, but then if he can force his way in now, there's no chance. There's nothing saying that he can't. I'm sure Marco Silva watches him every day and train. If he develops, then he will get game time. I'm sure the review at the end of the season.
Definitely. Joel Murphy prediction against Bournemouth. Well, 3-1. You said.
Yeah.
I think we nick it by a goal. 1-0, 2-1, whatever. Tom, again, do you worry about Keane and Mina as a partnership?
I did too. I'm not as worried as I was now, but I'm waiting to see them obviously before I give me full stamp of approval when they play against pacey people. Who
Yeah.
But good so far, so good. That's all you can say.
Yeah. Just have to assess it as we go along, won't we? It was always going to be the situation. Maybe we try to get a centre back in January. Who knows? Tom, also, do you think Renier Jesus will end up coming to us?
It's getting more and more difficult. The price they'll probably want by the time it comes. The work permit he has to play. The fee has to be high, but he also have to play in the Copa Libertadores. I think Flamengo got far, and I can't really remember now. I have to check, but a lot of factors. I don't think so. No, at the moment, I'd say it's pretty hard.
Interesting. Greg Lever needs to take the 15 or 20 million for Schenk. I think they will if they get that kind of offer for.
They drive in the airport.
Yeah. Idar Kjærstad. I hope I haven't wrecked your name there, mate. Sorry. What midfield should start next game?
I think it'll be Telford Gomez again.
Yeah.
I think Bournemouth are going to go with Lehman and Dillon, which is quite a big, strong physical midfield, but I think we've got the best technical players in there to do damage. Yeah.
Michael Winstanley with Delphin Gomez. Is this the end of the holding midfielder?
No, I don't think it's the end of the whole midfielder. I think it depends who we play. I think Obama, when he's fit, will offer a different option.
But he's not a typical.
No, he's
he
not.
can do it, but he's not someone who just sits.
It depends what you want, really. I suppose no one. Schneiderlin's probably a typical holding midfielder.
Yeah.
Gay's not really a typical holding midfielder because he's more of a Kante who sort of chases the ball carrier down. No, I don't think it is because you've still got your classic sixes around the world, but it depends what you consider classic six. Fernandinho, Rodri are two of the best players in that position in the world and they play in the Premiership. So it depends what you're looking at.
Exactly. TB Trist, which current Everton players get in the Man City side?
No. Luka Dean doesn't suit him the style of play, but he's nowhere near. Zinchenko's not anywhere near Dean's level. So him and that's about it.
There is, isn't it?
Yeah, which is nothing against Everton. It's just that Man City have spent an awful lot of money to get those players.
Hayley Lee, what centre back do you think Everton will go for in January?
I think Zuma's probably the number one still, I'd guess. I know I doubt he can play bad enough to put us off because I think Marco Silva enjoyed working with him last year, what he said about us in the summer. After that, it depends. I could say, obviously, based on what our players played last season, but there'll be a whole new centre-backs that shine this season that Everton will start considering. Brands does like a long-term scout, so he will have been scouting a player 1 or 2 years that he'll think could be good for Everton, so we'll see. It could be a surprise option.
Sophie Gallagher says another assist for Iwobi last night. He seems so happy being with us.
Yeah, I think
in his Everton interviews. It's
nice, I suppose, that he's coming to somewhere who he's valued. I think at Arsenal, I think they took him for granted in a lot of ways because he was an academy product. I think the fans did as well, and that's why a lot of fans had really, I think, silly views about him in the sense that he wasn't good enough. And I think he'll probably be a really good signer for Everton.
My garage and stolen my limbo stick. How low can you go?
Hey.
Good one for a Wednesday afternoon.
Very good, yeah.
Jeff Thompson says, I'm feeling strangely confident. Bournemouth suits our style. They won't sit deep.
No,
they'll come at us. It could be a very similar game to Wolves. I'm going 3-1 Everton. Easy Joe says Dopey.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
I mean, you've ruined it now. So, what can you do? Alan Murphy, hi lads. Do you think if we had signed, I'm guessing Zaha, not Saha, we'd have still signed Iwobi? Yes.
Yes, I think they were looking for an 8 anyway.
It was agreed the day. It was agreed with Iwobi the day before.
Oh, was it?
It wasn't agreed with Arsenal the day before because of the fee. But
oh no, you always agree. The fee. I know people think that it doesn't happen, but the wages are usually agreed before the fees now.
So, there you go. Shrika Kandala, do you think getting Theo was a bad decision?
I wouldn't have signed him at the time. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't like the move. I think Everton bought him because they thought he could give them goals, and Sam Allardyce bought him because he's English number one and an older, experienced player. But I didn't like the fact that he can't cross or pass that well. That was my issue with him. I don't like one-dimensional players, and I think that's quite an issue with Theo. Really, he's a good runner. He makes good smart runs, but once that pace goes, what's left?
True. Liam Kendall, all right lads, what do you think of Yerry Mina's start of the season?
Really good.
Well, we done a video about him the other day, me and Andy, which is out on YouTube as well. I think he's done really well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Needs to keep it up, but I think he's done well, Liam. What do you think he's done? Do you think Moise Keane will do well? That's from P. Bandara.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't put too much expectation on him. I'm not expecting him to score 20 goals this season, but I expect him to be a very good player for Everton. I expect Juventus to rue the day they let him go, really, I'll be honest. Because they're going to look at a couple of years when Ronaldo's gone and think, you know, I'm going to homegrown players.
True, yeah. Thomas Stone. Also, lads, are you happy with Everton's social media progression? And what would you change if it was your decision? Well, what's
Everton on social media?
Yeah.
I'm going to be really brutally honest. I don't really pay much attention to Everton. Do you know what I think Everton are really fantastic at? Like getting the local fans on the side. Do you know when they do them videos for season tickets or things of that nature? They do it really well. But I think for international, I think for the worldwide fans, I don't think they do that well. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we need to be doing more. We need to be showing more. We need to be showing the human side of the players a bit more and the manager. And I think sometimes Everton, the aloofness or the distance, I think, but breaking down those maybe barriers that some people have to Marco, show the human side of them a bit more.
The Brands interview helped.
Yeah, well, it did, but that should be happening regularly.
Yeah, there should be the quarterly review sort of thing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
it should be happening with Marco as well and where we're going, and it should be happening with Farhad, and it should be happening
Speak with other people in the club. You know, there's all sorts of interesting characters at the club that could have got lots to say.
So I just think that kind of thing would help them as well. It's getting better. They're getting better at what they do. I just think...
Has there been a change in the media?
There's been a little bit of a change, yeah. Obviously, Scott McLeod's in charge of a lot of stuff now as well, which is helping it, because it's his forte, is digital media and stuff like that, so it will help. But Robert Tui, first time viewer of the show, good stuff. Cheers, Rob. Right, hang on, let me just on this fella from the channel. Right, see you, lad. Purdy Blues, you think Tom will get his chance with Gabaman out with an injury?
It depends. I think Delphin Gomez will be first choice while he's out, and then unfortunately, Schneider's, because of his defensive presence, is probably going to be above Tom. So Tom's got a hard job to get in the team. You've got experienced internationals in front of him, and that's the problem every Premier League young player faces. You look at Phil Foden at Man City. It's very hard for him to get minutes with De Bruyne, Silva, and Bernardo Silva and other players. Just the nature of football now in the Premier League, all the top teams have the best players, and it's very hard for young players to come through unless they are of a really quality level when they first come in.
Very, very true. Hello to Liam Brown. Hello, Liam. So I did say I was going to shout you out the other day, and I've waited till you're here live so you can see it. Hello, Liam. What
do you remind you?
No, well, he hasn't reminded him. He's asked the question.
Oh, fine.
But I'm just going to say it now, because now I know that he's watching.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's watching with his mum, so there you go. What's the best stadium you've visited, excluding Goodison Park? I would say Dortmund, for uniqueness and atmosphere. It'd have to be Dortmund. I would say Wembley used to be great, and likes of Old Trafford and all that's
Old
great.
Trafford's all right. For me, Tottenham's ground blew me away when I seen it, because it's a modern stadium now. The old Highbury was amazing as well.
Yeah, Highbury was posh.
You don't make grounds like that anymore, sadly. So
and that's why Dortmund's quite grungy, actually.
Yeah,
and it's brilliant the way it's very much like a nod to like the industrial side of the game. So Dortmund, I would have to say, Liam, incredible, absolutely incredible. Where are we? Chris Sanders, as Marco wanted a left-footed right winger, who should we sign?
It depends, really. Will we look for that now, since Richarlison's entrenched in that, and that's part of the team? Would we more look for a different type of winger now, another right-footed winger? I don't know. If we look for a left-footed right winger, the usual suspects, Cengiz Under, won't be Malcolm anymore. There's a list. There's all 15 players. There's not many though. It's Samuel Chukwueze is very good, who's at Villarreal, Nigerian international.
Yeah.
Who plays with the Wobie, he's very good. There's some good players there. It's just I don't know if we're going to change what we want from a winger because of Richarlison being there. And I still think we'll take another winger, because I still think the plan is for Wobie to move centrally.
I do.
So whether it is a right, I think what Richarlison back on the left might be. If it was a different right back than Coleman, I think that people wouldn't mind Richarlison moving. I think people think that Richarlison helps Coleman helps a lot with defensive.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Stephen Kelly on Patreon, watched the last couple of under-21 games. I noticed Tom was playing deeper. Where do you both prefer him playing?
I think the under-21s play 4-3-3, don't they? I think that suits Tom a lot better. I really do. The under-21s have got a problem. They don't really have a sitting player, so they've had Down in there. And for me, he's probably an 8 or a 6. Not a, I wouldn't say a 6 is a deep side. It's an 8 or a... He's in the 8 position, so there's obviously a deep sitting player, and then he would form one of the two other players in the midfield. And then he could get box to box. Then I don't really want him sitting because I don't think he's defensively powerful enough, and he's strong enough on the ball. Don't think particularly quick enough in short burst space. But yeah, I think Tom Davies is a good player. I just think it's hard to get in the current. If it was a 4-3-3, you find it much easier to get in the team than he is now. But in the double pivot, I don't think it suits him myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Sorry, I'm just distracted very slightly because that's how it's done. It shouldn't be. Right. Yeah, Tom, I think I've seen him playing further forward, and he does the press really well.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether he's creative enough. But he's not creative enough to play in a 10. I don't think.
He's not.
But he's definitely someone who can be an 8. Definitely can play box to box. I think you've got insurance behind him. I think with Tom, I don't think there's many things wrong with his game. I think it's decision making sometimes in terms of when to play the pass. I think sometimes that's why he tries to force it sometimes, and I think he'll give the ball away or he'll hit it out. I think he always wants the ball. He never hides. He's got an eye for the pass as well.
Yeah. I think strength as well. I'm not saying he needs he's a problem for 6 stone of muscle or anything like that. He needs to just add a bit of strength, a bit of core strength really. Maybe also work on a bit of a burst pace over 2 or 3 yards, which players have done in the past before. But little minor things that he can do himself really.
Yeah, definitely. Adam Galloway, it'll be out on. I'll get Billy to sort that in a minute. It'll be out on Patreon soon. Watch it with John. It's good. It shouldn't have been out on YouTube. It's gone out.
Oh, is that where your head fell off?
Well, it was going out. It is going out on YouTube anyway, but it should have gone on Patreon first. So Billy will now put that on soon. He's not even listening. Bill, will you put the Everton business thing on Patreon when you get a minute, please? It's on YouTube and private. So, there you go, Adam. Sorted. Stephen Kelly, if you had the chance to play the new PES, thoughts if you have. I haven't, Steve. I've got it. It's downloaded, so I'll play it tonight. So on tomorrow's live, I'll let you know what my thoughts on. If you played it, let me know.
I don't play games.
You need to play PES. PES is a nice way
I
to
used to
do
love
that.
PES, yeah.
It's Simon Rouse. Chainsaw Simon. Evening, lads. Have you got any right backs in mind to replace Coleman next year? We spoke about this morning.
Yeah, we did. Wacky and Mail, that'd be my number one choice. Plays for Genk in Belgium. 6 foot, quick, gets up and down well, good defender, crosses well, passes well. I think he'd add something to the team. People probably say Yunus Atal plays for Nice. I don't think he defends particularly well enough to play as a right back. He's probably a wing back. Sofian Alakush, who plays for Nimes, is pretty good. There's Martin Agrabia, who plays for Alaves. There's some really good right. It depends what Marcel Brands wants. Does he want someone to come and step in the team now and straight away ahead of Coleman, or do they want someone who can come in and sort of like Baines and Dean really is a couple of games and then bed in and then go full pelt. But we'll see. There's lots of options. Right back's not exactly a deep position like centre midfield. There's so many good centre midfielders out there. Right back's not as deep, but there is some good players out there if you look.
Definitely. Alfie Wright, sorry, what should the new ground be called? I'm sure even not to give.
Bramley Moordock
Stadium.
I don't know. I think it'll be called the USM Stadium or something more or
Megaphone.
Yeah, or I don't know. Tesco.
As long as there's a big wedge of money coming in.
I don't think there's no affinity to call it anything.
No.
Goodison 2 or anything like that, is there? So we're not bothered if it gets sponsored. I know some teams don't want it to be sponsored. I think Guy Neville suggested they should change Old Trafford's name and take money.
Did he? Yeah.
He said they should subsidise the fans' tickets using the money out of it. I thought it was quite a good idea.
Good idea, yeah. TV Triste, who asked us about what Everton player to get in the City team, said so were at least 10 players from being contenders for the Premier League.
Let's be honest, how good is City though? And saying
How
that,
many Liverpool players would get in City's first team?
Saying that, I'm not saying Yerry Mina is better than any of them, but they could use a Yerry Mina type of centre back because they've lost company. I'm not saying Yerry Mina is good enough to play for Man City, but they need a centre back like that. But sorry,
How many Liverpool players get in City's team?
Salah, Mane,
Instead
maybe.
of who?
Well,
They've got Aguero, they've got Sterling.
So I'd say Sterling, Aguero
Silva.
still. So it's either Mane or Salah who gets the other spot.
Yeah.
None of the midfielders get even the sniff.
No. Van Dijk does, obviously.
The right back is Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker's still better than
Arnold,
yeah. Left back, yeah, probably Robertson gets
Robertson. So maybe
and Van Dijk, yeah.
Four maximum, and that's a team that went within a point of winning the league.
And the reason for that is because he plays a team. See, sometimes playing as a team rather than a group of individuals can help you.
But yeah, you're right, we're probably still 10 players away from winning the league. Fair enough. Robert Workman, I think most Evertonians were nervous when Gylfi took the penalty, although he scored it. Do you think we should have made a change on penalties?
No, if you look at Gylfi's record pre-Everton, it's pretty good. I think, I think he's missed a couple.
Done great for us though, has he?
No, but who else is a consistent? Who else is a known penalty taker? I know you can say Luca Dean because of the left back. We've had the greatest pen taker in the Premier League at left back for the last 15 years. No, I'd keep Gylfi on. We don't win many pens, unfortunately.
No, that's true. Scott C, how many goals will Moise Keane get this season?
I'm going to say 10. In the league.
Yeah.
All comps, 15.
Let's do it. Kira Hanley, hi guys, wondering what your thoughts are on whether DCL will be better playing as a number 10. His work off the ball is really good, but he's not good enough goal scorer
Can't
to be
control
a
it well in
number 9.
tight spaces enough for being a number 10. So you've got, between number 10, you've got to have good movement, and Dom's movement's okay. I wouldn't say it's good though. You've also got to be able to take the ball in tight spaces and be able to be able to turn tight spaces, to make decisions under pressure. I don't think Dom's composure is good enough for that. So no, I don't think he can be a number 10 for Everton. I think he could be in the Championship number 10. I think he's a Premier League striker. That's where he should stay. I think that's where they're developing his game every day on Finch Farm.
Definitely. I think if a 4-4-2, Dom's fine as being the target man, the fella to flick it off, the fella to drop off, hold it up, lay it off. But as the one who's got to score the goals, or he should be trying to score the goals, at this moment in time, he's not the right level to do that. But he's getting better, and his goal scoring is improving season by season. So you'd like to think that that'll be an upward trajectory, and that'll continue the more he learns. Don't forget, Dominic Calvert-Lewin was an attacking midfield player at Sheffield United before we got him. So let's hope he continues. Shrikar Kandala, when is the social club coming back, Baz? You know what? There is a conversation going on about the social club. So, we might know more soon, but at the moment we don't know much. But be good for, obviously me and Ped have wanted to do something with Chris and Paul for a while as well. And there'll be other things maybe running off from that as well. It might involve Andy and things like that, different clubs. So we'll see. Ethan C, how long does Sigurdsson have left at Everton?
Left or in the first team? I'd say I'd guess 18 months in the first team, but it could be longer. I think someone pointed out quite well on Twitter the other day that his style isn't required on pace and movement, so he's not going to lose it as he gets older. But it just depends what the team wants to develop into, really. I think if we change system, then maybe all those hard yards that he's run over his career might catch up. So we'll see, though. We'll see.
Shariah Salim says, how do you think we could get the best out of Cenk Tosun?
It'd have to be 4-4-2, I think.
Yeah.
Or, as you say, 4-3-3 with really... But then, I don't know, in the 4-3-3 now, I don't think he's not particularly... In the modern 4-3-3, he's not really the typical centre-forward for that, is he? So, I don't know. You need people to run off him.
He can score goals, though.
Yeah.
I do think he's a good finisher.
Yeah, he is. He's a very good finisher, yeah. But can he create a chance himself? Not really.
No, true. Sam Robinson, opinion on the FIFA ratings?
I don't really play FIFA, but I've seen that Richarlison was 79 and Mustafi was 83, which is it's really funny, innit,
I think they're nonsense. If Richarlison played for one of the top 6, he'd be like 86, 87, so it's nonsense.
It's just a by favour with them. Of course.
Matt Devereux says, do you think Baines will join the coaching staff when he leaves?
I'd hope so. I'm not too sure what Baines' plans are post-career at Everton, but I'd hope so. the passing that he's got from a left back position, if you can teach that to the little full backs or
No, good.
midfielders or wingers, then we'd be in a better place.
Did you ever think he could play midfield?
Yes, he was such a good passer on the ball. Even now, when you watch him, even when he played last season, did he play against Lincoln? He did.
Yeah, he was shooting.
He just the ball from the wides to the middle, he can stroke the balls perfect.
Yeah.
His vision as well. So yes, I think he could play midfield quite easily. Yeah.
Derek Houlton, inside track, as you know, Baz, I live in a care home. We have 2 carers from Brazil, and they tell me the young lad, Jesus, has his heart set on playing Richarlison after Everton becoming one of the most popular teams in Brazil.
Oh, nice.
Spoken to one of my carers' sons who's been over there on holidays, and first place he went was the Everton store and bought a dozen shirts to take back. Awesome. Listen, Derek, Renier looks like a top draw player. He really does. Obviously, he's been very strongly linked. There's reports over the weekend in Brazil that Everton are still in the box seat to sign him. A lot of people think that he should go to Everton. Apparently, he wants to go to Everton.
I think Keir wants to.
Keir Joroban, who's his agent, is very good mates with Mashiri and apparently wants him to go to Everton. But until he's there with the Al blue shirt and all that,
and Jesus walks. Yeah,
exactly. So you don't know, do you? So fingers crossed though, because he does look like a hell of a player.
Yeah. He is, yeah.
Looks like a hell of a player. Where have we gone here? Nate Petrosky, will Tosin ever get back into the starting 11?
I can't say he won't. I think
Showing flashes.
There's games, isn't there? So.
Okay. Angel Sum, Abek Sandy or Angle Sum, do you miss Ross Barkley? No.
I think he was a good player.
Good player,
I don't miss him particularly.
No.
I think we haven't had someone like him, but we're a better team now, I guess. Well, we're not, because we don't have Romelu Lukaku, but yeah.
Phil Broders, 2-goal Tosin, get him on the second half against Bournemouth. Idar Kjarstad says, how tall are you, Andy?
6'4".
He's a big lad. Samuel Thorne, the Leech. All right, lads, how have you been? Good, mate. How are you? More importantly. Where are we? Everton FC is the best. I can't believe Arsenal actually sold Alex Iwobi to us. They miss him.
It's the case of, like, you know, where you look at something all the time, you start only picking flaws in there and they don't realise what they've got. And you know, Arsenal didn't judge. They're going to have Caballas for 1 year as well, so they'll still need the midfielder once he's gone.
John Platania wants you to give him a shout out.
Hello, John.
There you go. He asked, could you pronounce his surname?
How'd you spell it? Platania. Platania.
I call him Platania.
That sounds right. Platania, yeah.
Platania. There you go. Hello, John. There you go. Greg Lever says Foden or Mount.
I think Foden's got a higher potential. I'm a big fan of Mason Mount, but I'd say Foden.
Okay.
I think under Pep he's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Mount's good though. Either one to me, Everton, I'm going to be honest.
When we get more content in the vein of Ball Street Social Club, I've missed the discussions you guys would have with other fan channels such as Redman. That's from P. Brown. Hopefully we'll know more soon. We've been having conversations, obviously.
Where did it end? Bad?
Just did. No, it wasn't bad. It just did. We'll hopefully know more soon, mate. Purdy Blues, thank you from the US, fellas. Best way to spend my lunch is watching all the content you put out. Thank you very much, Purdy, for that. Hope you're enjoying your lunch. P. Brown, like the video, fella. Yeah, why aren't we? 213 people. Likes are 46.
Should be over 100.
Yeah, it's poor.
50% easy.
Let yourselves down again. But it's up to you. If you want to let yourself down, not much we can do about it. Ethan C, do you think the atmosphere at Goodison is good enough or not?
It's better.
Yeah.
Still
room for improvement.
Yeah, but it's better. You know, I know a couple of lads have been trying, haven't they? And I think the flag, I like the flag side. I know some people are a bit against it, but you know, anything that can help the atmosphere. You know, for the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a lot of expectation at Goodison. Where we haven't started well, it's been a bit of a graveyard at times. So
yeah, true. So it's defo getting better though.
Under the lights, it's always great, but it's just the Saturday afternoons. Sometimes under the lights never fails.
Bodybuilder says Cenk Tosin 2 goals for Moldova. He did.
People excited about 2 goals against Moldova. I have to say.
It's good seeing him score goals.
It is.
Toffee Blue says buy Lingard in January for 50 million.
No, thanks, you're right.
St Domingo 1 says, other than the mistake, do you think Michael Keane was made a scapegoat last night?
It's easy to make him a scapegoat because Harry Maguire's, plays for Manchester United. So I don't think Keane did anything bad really after that. I think Harry Maguire was much more shaky than Keane.
Maguire was dodgy and give the pen away. Alexander-Arnold for the second goal, I think it was. Where was he? Nowhere. He's at the chippy and outside.
Chilwell didn't cover himself in glory.
Chilwell was shocking, and I like Ben Chilwell, but so.
Yeah, it's.
Cameron says, howdy guys. Hello Cam, hope you're feeling better, mate. Greg Lever says, Sale makers as well, lads.
Yes, sorry, Alexis Sale, that's Salamakers who plays for
Salamaker.
He's a good player as well, right back.
Tom Evans, who'd win it in a sword fight, big silly distant or Sahar. Sahar is in Louis or Sahar.
Are we talking actual swords? Or?
I don't know, maybe they're talking about pork swords.
Right, okay, I'm not going to answer that
we
one.
We don't know that one, do we? I'd imagine this standard winning any kind of fight.
Yeah,
he's a big unit, isn't
he? Milkman as well.
Aaron, British CPA, Baz Howard's Galaxy's Edge, you lucky bugger. Galaxy's Edge was amazing.
It was. Talking about it since
but that's a lie. I've talked about it when you've asked me.
Do you not brag on the car this morning? Do you not say this is the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, come on.
It's a light speed, we know. It was boss, Aaron. It was brilliant, mate. The Millennium Falcon's brilliant. It'll be better when Rise of the Resistance opens in December, but it was amazing to see it.
What's Rise of the Resistance?
The next ride.
What is it?
28-minute attraction.
Really?
With all kinds of... And it's one where, in part of the queuing area, you get taken somewhere, and when you get off, you are aboard the Death Star, you get out, there's 140 stormtroopers.
Wow.
Lined up, you have to walk past them.
Sounds good.
So
going all out, Disney, aren't they?
Oh,
taking over the world.
They're living it. Tom, do you think Marcel Brands will be keeping an eye on Joachim Mahler's contract?
Yes, I think it's running down.
It's only got a year left.
Yeah, it's only running.
He's free and cheap to replace Coleman.
Yes, he'd be very good. A lot of teams are, though. I think his agent said that in the summer, the 20 teams were monitoring him. I think when they found out that he only had a year left, they all waited. That's what they're all doing. He'll have a lot of offers in January. I'd pick him up in January. You'd only have to pay like $1 million or $2 million for him because obviously...
Good enough?
Yeah.
There you go then. Gary Lever, have you listened to the latest TIFO podcast with Steve Morrison?
No, I'm going to listen to it tomorrow. It's on my list. I'll listen to a fair few football podcasts. I've been listening to like the Training Ground Guru. They did one with Les Ferdinand. That was really good. Again, highlighting how bad the youth system is for poorer teams because they get robbed of players. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'll watch TIFO.
Yeah. Where are we? Prince Rupert, Betway Stadium. I prefer not selling the stadium name myself. Yeah, I mean, listen, the stadium rights, they're a good source of income. They're a good way to circumnavigate FFP.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
How'd you name it otherwise?
It'd have to be.
So you called it Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium?
It'd be called Bramley-Moore Dock, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think stadium.
It's a really good marketing thing. It sounds like an Apple, doesn't it?
If Apple want to sponsor us,
that'd be fantastic. Bramley-Moore Apple Stadium, that'd be great.
Then fair enough. But
it's all free iPads.
I suppose there is kind of there's a pressure to get that right, I guess, with the name. But
well, the Emirates has always been the Emirates. The Etihad's always been the Etihad, hasn't it? Well, it was the City of Manchester Stadium,
Commonwealth
Stadium, yeah.
But Alfie, right, what do you think of Army and Adu as a Coleman replacement from Toulouse?
Just wasn't it?
Amy and Adu.
Oh, Kevin Armian. He's Calvin Armian. I think that's who he means. Yeah.
Calvin Armian.
I don't think he's good enough going forward.
Is he not?
No, I think he's a good player. I think he's like be a centre back in a back three. I haven't watched him this season saying that, so I'll have to watch him again to see how his forward game's progressing. But so he's got some interesting players. Obviously got Ibrahim Sangare and they've got Khalilu Sidibe, who's 6'7" in midfield. Should see them too. He looks like 7 foot in midfield.
Oh shit, it's ridiculous.
I was watching
Sangare 6'4".
I was watching Sangare. And honestly, look, he was playing with kids. He was massive.
We should have definitely picked him up. Bradley Lloyd, would you start Bernard or Iwobi v Bournemouth? Why?
I keep the winning team. But I think Bernard was really probably harsh to be left out. I don't think he was. Gylfi struggled, in the first couple of games, as did with Charleston, and what happened at Lincoln. I think he saw a bit of a spark at Lincoln. That's why Bernard was left out, really. So I think it's just unfortunate. I think he'll be back in the side before long, though, in different guises.
Where are we? Sam Rowe. What about Calabria from Milan for right back? I like Rueg from Zurich, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't be straight away as a replacement.
Yeah, I like Rueg as well. He's good. His contract's running down as well. In terms of Calabria, he's a very good player. I don't know. I don't really like. I'm funny about Italian players coming from Italy to here. They never really settle well. The game's much faster. The wingers are generally much quicker as well. So it's a difficult transition. I think if people looked at the data of how many Italians have actually settled in the Premiership and done well, it's not that many.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it?
It's just the nature of the game. It's different. Much more tactical, Italy.
Raghav Khanna, can we actually hold on to Luca Dean for the next 2 years if we don't get Europe? He's 26 years old.
I suspect so. I think he'll be here for a while.
Yeah, I think
I think
he's happy here. He's playing in the French team.
I'm trying. When I think of who'd sign him, I don't.
Linked with Spurs, wasn't he? But
Yeah,
they've
maybe.
got Sessi on now, haven't he?
Do we play him left back? That's a bit of a waste for him, but yeah.
No, but that's it. Depends what Potts is thinking, doesn't it?
It depends on Poch is there. Real Madrid
That's- I mean,
Real Madrid
that's-
are on the rise now, aren't they?
Yeah, true. Joe Cott, Ewan Pegg going on the Saturday show on Sky. Don't know. It's the right answer for that one at the moment. Steve AFC, one thumbs down. Nice to see the red shite tuning in. Fair enough. Where are we? Alfie Wright. How would you feel if Renier Jesus as a Sigurdsson replacement in the next few seasons?
Yeah, it might hat them from PSV that Marcel Brand spoke about before. If we're going to stay with that system, if we're going to go to a number more of a midfield three, then I'm sure Iwobi will be considered for there, or we'll find another eight. But yeah, Rene is very, very, very good, and so is Mohamed Hatton. So yeah, they're really the next big number 10s. I don't think there's anyone else who's a big number, next big number 10.
Iwobi.
Yeah, Iwobi's a good show.
AK89, John Joe Kenny has started well at Schalke.
It's all right,
Could he be
yeah.
the long-term replacement for Seamus?
At this moment, I'm going to say no, but you never know. We'll see how he develops up this season. My thinking is he'll end up going elsewhere, but I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just think that we want to be a Champions League team, and I think he's not a Champions League player and never will be, but that's just me. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
Chris Sanders with the squad as it is, could we play 4-3-3?
Yes, we've got enough midfielders now. I'd still, you'd have to play Schneiderlin, Delph, and Gomez. I'd still prefer a different type of number 8 than Delph or Gomez, but Gomez camp. The funny thing is, Gomez at Valencia could have done that role very easily because he used to carry the ball really well from midfield and attack, but he just doesn't do that anymore. So it depends.
I think his midfield three will be Iwobi, Gomez, and
Gabon. Yeah,
I think Delph will be in and out.
it's based on the game.
Yeah, and I think. But then you know what? If he's playing well, I could see a situation where Gomez is out before Delph
Yeah, I think so as well.
to help both ways. You know what I mean? What about this? Could Gomez play with Delph and Gabaman in your opinion?
Yeah, I think I've just said that's at the moment that
Because
the option. Yeah.
when he played at Valencia, he was very good at carrying the ball, wasn't he? Travelled brilliantly.
Have you just not been zoned
I
out?
was zoned out.
I was just saying exactly the same thing.
I was reading the comments.
Literally.
Sorry, no, but I was just thinking back to before he went to Barca.
But
He was very good at travelling with the ball.
Used to get into the
wasn't
box, score goals, set things up. Yeah, it's just not the. I don't know if what happened to Barca's affecting, but we'll see.
he? Will Wright, how many goals are you saying between Keane, Iwobi and Richarlison this season?
16, I think I said for Richarlison on Twitter. Iwobi, we'll say 7. So that's what? 23. And then we'll say 10 for 33.
33.
That'd be nice.
Not bad.
Gylfi gets 10
71 for Bernard.
Yeah.
Livervid, I think there will be a need for Tosin, but with respect, I only see him as a Paul Wilkinson type figure coming off the bench or when regular.
I don't remember Paul Wilkinson. What was he like?
Come off the bench and score. But
Super sub, man.
he was never, not so much super sub. What he'd do is, he did score some off the bench, but what he'd do is he'd come in and play for like 4 or 5 games, and he'd score a couple of goals, but then he was back
He wasn't
out.
the number
He was
one,
never
right?
like the number one striker, so...
Is this the 80s?
80s, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was at late 80s.
Yeah. Scored a win in Derby.
Did he? Never remember.
Goodison.
Don't remember.
There you go.
That name I'm familiar
We
with.
scored, we played Grimsby in 84, 85 when we won the league, and we battered them. Third round.
Everton games is astonishing.
Third round of the League Cup, as it was. We absolutely destroyed them at home. We had about 40 attempts at goal. They got a free kick in the 90th minute, and Paul Wilkinson headed it in. We went out 1-0, and we were amazing. It was ridiculous. And we got clapped off. We went out.
Was it away?
We battered them. That was at Goodison. We absolutely mullered them. We mullered them. And Everton signed him, Kendall signed him late in the season. He scored the win against Liverpool. And he was all right. He was a filler, really, of a centre forward. He's a big lad, about 6'2". Big lad.
No Brett Angel in them.
No,
Brett Angel.
No, he's better than Brett Angel. And Shah, do you think we need to bring 2 or 3 in at Christmas, even though Brands doesn't like doing
I
it?
can imagine 1, maybe 2 at most. I can't see more than that.
Well, he thinks centre after Corey and another source of goals could push us. I mean, it could. It depends where. You know what? It depends where we are as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there's injuries and what offers
It also
we get.
depends what teams are up to. So, say, for example, you said the Corey of Watford, they're in relegation trouble. They're not going to sell them until the summer. They've got him on a 5-year deal, 4-year deal at least. So it's a lot of variables. But yeah, potentially we could sign a couple of players. Potentially we could only sign 1 on loan. So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Marcel Brands does not like January.
Mucci 97, Richarlison has a 79 on FIFA's nonsense if Philippe Anderson's 84 and if Lingard's 82.
Philippe Anderson's 84.
Yeah.
What? They hardly
Hang on, Lingard 82 and Richarlison 79.
Is there a social media score taken into account? See, this is why I don't play FIFA. 79 used to be was all right. It used to be all right. I know it's not good for an ultimate team, but.
Everton 3669. Will Rooney come back as a coach in the future? Yes, I think he will. Mighty Blues, Cam's still full of illness. He's getting there though. Cenk deserves a chance on the bench over DCL now, or what?
Yeah, maybe.
Don't know. Mark Brooks, do you think Silva will lead us to trophies, or is someone like Mourinho the answer?
I don't think Mourinho is the answer. I don't think he fits the model that we'll play on, or the philosophy that we've got. Marco, maybe. I'm not too sure. I'm still on the fence whether he'll be the one to lead us there or the one to get us into that level where we're ready to go to that level. I'm still on the fence about that. I really like Marco, but we'll see.
Steve AFC wants to know what your green wristband is for.
Oh, it's a Boston. It's worn away now. It's a Boston Celtics wristband. I got it from the NBA shop in Florida all them years ago. Now I just wear it as a green wristband.
There you go. You've asked and Andy's answered. Corn Van Pletsen says, do you think Marco Silva will get the sack if we don't finish in Europe this season?
I'd say be under pressure. I'm not too sure about the sack.
Yeah.
I don't think Marcel Brands, if you have a look at him at PSV, did sack managers quite regularly. Fred Rutten went a year and a half into his reign, so no, I don't think so. It depends also who's available on the market as well, and what he thinks that if he thinks that Marco Silva can't take us any further, then yes, he might do. But if he thinks, okay, if we get another couple more players, I think Marco can do it, then yeah.
I think that the problem that Silva will have is that our squad is quite expensive wage-wise.
Yeah.
The wage bill-wise, I think it's something like the 6th or the 7th. It's certainly quite high up there. So we should be doing well. Really should be doing better than we are. But I believe that we're going to be right in the mix this year. Really.
Do you think the squad I know you don't like to say on paper, but do you think the squad's as good as top 6 sides in overall? I'd say it's still lacking in a bit in terms.
It depends how fit you can get your players. What I mean by that is, if we can keep 15, I think for about 15 of our players, we're as good as Chelsea, we're as good as United, we're as good as Arsenal.
I think same.
I think they're just a bit deeper.
They've got match winners as well that we've made.
Maybe.
Like Pogba.
Well, we're still potential, aren't we?
We've got
Richarlison and Moise Keane and Iwobi.
Every Sigurdsson's a good top
where
top
Arsenal
six
have got Aubameyang and Lacazette, who are great. But then again, Arsenal's defence is terrible, and the midfield's not much cop.
No,
so
a lot of teams have got flaws this year, so it is going to be an interesting league. I think even up until Christmas, you'll see quite a lot of teams.
We're building, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
But
I know this season's big for Everton fans, because it seems like it's open for the top 6, but it's all part of a long term.
We do need Europe.
We do.
So, Sam Robinson says he thinks the new stadium should be called Bramley Park. Edward Denham enjoyed the Yerry Mina show. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, it was good.
Jack Andrews isn't Kenny good enough?
It's not that he's not good enough. I just think at this stage, and the way I look at players, do I think he's going to be a Champions League level player or a top 6 level player? My answer will probably be no at this point. I think he's a good right back. I just think he lacks a bit of dynamism. Defensively, he's not bad, but he's not great. And it's just decision making and the ability in the final thing that lets him down sometimes. But by all means, he's not a bad player. Just because he doesn't make it at Everton doesn't make him a bad player. We're going we're going one way, and if players aren't good enough, it doesn't mean they're not good players. It just means that they're just not good enough for Everton.
Saberio numero uno says Renier in at left wing in a 4-3-3.
You could do, because then you could have him drifting across and play a free role. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Ian Clark says Richarlison 20 this season.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, all comps. Yeah, definitely. I think you'll get there.
Thor Martinson says, when will we take advantage of Chelsea, United and Arsenal are in disarray? Maybe this season.
Maybe. But Chelsea are going to throw a lot of money at it soon, I think.
Nish Sothishwaran says, unpopular opinion, Iwobi will be proved to be Everton's most effective player more than Richarlison. I don't know whether that isn't unpopular.
It would have been before we signed them, though.
Yeah, well, not now. I think people have seen how good he is and how well he's done. And he's developing as well. He's 23.
I think people are just got to be open-minded. I think Richarlison is 20. He's 22 now. He's still got things to work on in his game, but he's got the natural ability that you want from someone. It's just rounding that out, really. Like his passing, his crossing, his decision-making.
Blue Jazz isn't happy. When he got on the train, there was 95 on the stream. Now there's 259.
Nice.
Bloody latecomers. Well, we're doing 5 more minutes. Joshua Spurrier, opinion on Delph?
It looks a very good sign. Hopefully he can stay fit. I know he has trouble with muscle injuries, so hopefully he can stay fit. But yeah, he has that calmness in the field, the level of control. He is used to being in a side that does control teams, and he showed that against Wolves at times. Just took the ball down, nice and easy, lays the ball. Sometimes that helps just take the pressure off, and he can do that. He's got a great diagonal as well.
Can we have 9 more likes, by the way? If you're watching and you haven't pressed the like button, just hit the like button. Let's get to 100. Come on, there's 256 watching. Not good enough. Edward Denham says Ped said he fears Pickford joining United.
I think we'll be scouting goalies anyway, because it's just prudent to do so. It depends on De Gea goes. It depends on Pickford and where Man United are, where we are. There's a lot of factors into that. Don't be wrong. I think Man United would be tempting for most players, but not that this moment. If you think about it, I don't think they're particularly like.
And I hope
if Man City came in, okay, yeah, fair enough, but not Man United.
If they've got the money, they better come with a deep pocket. If they want
probably break the world record.
100 million.
Yeah, probably
100 million. End of story.
And he's thinking goalkeeper, so he's got marketing value as well.
Of course. Peter, just your name's too long, but it's basically Peter. Says, how much of a knob is Paul Mason? Yeah.
Top knob, yeah.
Massive one. He's winning in the knob world, yeah. That's what he is. And not in a good way. Where are we? Stephen Kelly, what is your favourite league to watch from a scouting point of view?
Oh, for me? At the moment, without giving too much away, it's probably Switzerland.
Okay,
really enjoy Switzerland.
Fair enough. James, all right, fellas, welcome back. Baz, did you have a good time? Yes, I did, thank you. Anyone see Keane's goal? Moyes Keane's goal, the pen, do you mean? Because wasn't it one of those mad, berserk penalties? Yeah, Jack Andrews said, anyone see Keane's pen the other night for the 21? He's got one of them mad runs. Only can imagine the reaction to that at Goodison.
Hopefully be giving a Stones calm down when he scores then, if he gets to take
that. I mean,
I'd like more pen takers. I said that we keep Gylfi on them, but the more that you can take pens, because Gylfi's not coming on the pitch all the time, the more people are ready to take pens, the better. And obviously we get far in cup competitions, then we'll need to play those players who've got ice in the veins.
Yeah, they have. John Russell says, how do you know about the length of players' contracts? Well,
there's a player. So if you go on Transfer Market, which is a website, they have the length of players' contracts, so you can find anyone you want really. So yeah, it's a good website. It's a really good website.
Go and have a look at that, John. Teddy Sass, what a name!
Sassy.
Teddy Sass, Sassy. The Sass.
Theodore Sassman.
Sass.
Edward Sassman.
Yeah, just there, sassed up.
Yeah,
he's got sass. There. What a name. I bet we love Teddy Sass. He's awesome. Hello lads, hope you're both good. We are. Why do you think loads of Blues seem to live in the hope that Schenk is going to come good? The harsh truth of it, in my opinion, is that he's not good enough and has been terrible business. Seems a nice fella though.
I don't think it's been terrible business. He did certainly do all right for us when he first came in under Allardyce. I'm not saying he's justified his value. I think that Tosun represents a very Everton number 9, what we're used to. I think a lot of fans grew up with Duncan Ferguson and other players of that Paul Ryder, players of that similar type battling centre forward who scores goals, and I think that's what we're used to. And I think it will take time. I think I've always said this for Everton. If we were to change our style of play and go away from we have been like underdogs of war and things like that. Yeah, that's why we demand effort from our players. We're not a club who likes a lot of mavericks who just, we wouldn't really accept Pogba, I think, in a lot of ways, because we do like people who give their all. And that is the type of club we are. So it's built in our values. And I think Schenk represents something close to what Everton's fans' values are. Certainly the ones of my generation, watching Uncle Ferguson anyway.
There you go. Right, we're going to leave it there. We've done an hour. Oh, hang on, the last few. These are the last few, then we're done. John Mack, where can I get a Bullens Road shirt you bought earlier? It's on go on our website. There's the advert there to our shop. It's on there, mate. Sobrario numero uno. Could Landy De Marta of Anderlecht make it in the PL?
Jury's out. He's a good striker, Landry. I watched him last season. He was on loan from Wolfsburg. He's a good striker. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see on that one. I'd give him another season before we decide on that.
Haley Lee says, will we beat Chef Wed in the next round of the Cup? Yes, Haley.
We will.
We will.
And we'll win the Cup. Well, I hope so.
But yeah, I think we'll beat them, I do.
Semis minimum. I'd like semis minimum. And then saying that, no, I'd like to get to the final minimum. No, I'd like to win it minimum.
Win it. Where are we? LA Walkway. Anyone got a link to the Keane pen? Piv, how has he played for the under-21s?
He's an integral part of it. They've got some good players in the Italian. They've got quite a good generation of players coming through. Especially with obviously, I know Kiesa's gone up to the full squad now. We've got Chiesa, Zaniolo, Keane. Who else is playing that in the 21s team? Tonali, who's very good. He's very much like Pirlo. So yeah, they've got a good team. He is very good. He is the best striker. They've got Pinamonte, who's on loan at Genoa, I think it is, from Inter Milan. He's pretty good as well. Pellegrini, who's at Monaco. So he has got competition for that striking place, but I think he is the highest, probably the best player they've got in terms of striker. But he should be in the Italy squad though.
Teddy Sass think you'll be surprised, Baz. If Delph's fit, he's always going to start. I think he was never brought in to be a bit part player. He's too good for that. I just think we'll move the midfield around. I don't think it's a case of Delph won't be in. He's like getting dropped. I just think the manager will mix it up and move it around, and I think he'll accept that.
Pep does it with Pep drops Stalen. Imagine we dropped a player at the level of Stalen's ability or every other week. So Aguero gets dropped for Jesus. That's how you just freshen it up.
We'll see. And also, you want to look after him. He's 29. He's a valuable player, but we know that he's a few injuries as well. But you want that input and you want that enthusiasm. And there might be games where he says to Delph, I want you coming on here after 65 minutes or half an hour to go and just calming this game down. Yeah. And it's about roles, and it's Delph's the type of player now with the experience he's had, and is the type of player to take all that on board and look at it professionally and go, right, I understand what my role is today because it's for the good of the team. He's not someone who's going to be petulant and spit his dummy out. So I think we all have to do that. I think all of the players have to do that. Where are we? Right, this is the last one. Oh, just Jack Andrews saying go to an app called SofaScore. You can see the link to Keane's penalty there.
SofaScore's very good as well. Get a lot of good stats off there and a lot of good information on players. It's another good app, yeah.
So there you go. Check that out. And there you go. Yeah. So that's it. That is it.
Nice to see it all again.
These comments are racing past, so I apologise if I've missed any. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you're still there watching, do the thumbs up now before you go. If you haven't already, thank you very much. And
toodles.
We're going to see you soon, basically. Well, I mean, on Patreon, I'll see you tomorrow, won't I? So there you go. And see you later.
Goodbye.